All right, Jared Bruning here again with another little tutorial here about Google Classroom. So, of course, in the other tutorials, we made a class, invited students, made an assignment, made announcements, all that stuff. Well, guess what? Now we have a student that's actually done the assignment. All right, so if we come down here to our assignments, here's that reading and questions that we created that, remember, had all those different things. Actually, I'm going to go into the edit view of it here. Had all these different things, or we had a PDF on there for the students to read through. Here was the document itself where they were supposed to type. Here was a little video they were supposed to watch, and maybe a website to look at to do like research or whatever. So again, we got all those different things there, but now we have a student who's actually completed the assignment. So if we click in here, of course, I only have one student, and this student has completed it. So here you can see here's the student that completed the assignment. So let's say, for instance, first thing when I see this, I'm like, oh, maybe they turned it in too early or whatever. There's something that you want to send them a message about. So I can click on that student, hit email, and then, of course, it's going to open up my email account here, and you'll see the, it'll automatically have a message open to send to that student, and the title of it is already reading and questions. So again, I can just type in my message and send my email there to them. So again, I think that's kind of a cool little feature that Classroom has. But now you can see the nice thing is, and if I had multiple students here, you could see this, you can kind of get a little bit of a preview of the assignment beforehand. So sometimes you can just kind of take a quick glance and be like, okay, I can see they've filled in some information on there. Or you can see like a student turn in something and there's like only one sentence there. So it's kind of nice that you can kind of real quickly get a quick snapshot of what students have done on the assignment. Don't forget too, I showed you before, if you click on this folder, remember it's going to open up your Google Drive and will immediately take me to the folder where that assignment is held at. So there I can see actually in live time I could see that student's assignment. All right, but for now we're going to go in and we're actually going to grade this assignment. All right, so if I click on the assignment itself, it's going to open up this new window that gives me some different options. And again, you can see the student's name is up here, turned in, and sometimes it might say things like turned in late, or it might say not turned in. And again, you can kind of change what order you want all that stuff listed in up there. But again, one thing here too, don't forget when you're looking at student assignments, you don't have to keep on going back to this window right here to open up the other student assignments. You can actually click these little arrows up here at the top, and it'll kind of shuffle through the different students. All right, so you can click the next arrow, and again, I don't have another student there, but if I click that and went on to the next one, there you could see the next student. All right, so here you can see, is what the student wrote on this assignment, the response to the John Hattie educational information and everything. So I can go in here and I can make comments on this. So let's say, for instance, okay, I see right here, this is like, a misspelling or something or whatever. So I can highlight that sentence. Now, I could right click here, and of course then, it could say comment on there. Or if you notice there was this other little icon that showed up as soon as I highlighted it. Here's this little icon that has comment. So if you click on that, now you can see it's opened up this place for me to make a comment. Now, one cool feature, and this is something that's new, and actually I made another video about this, something new that Google's put on here is creating a bank of comments. So you can see here, I've already got like comments pre-made that I'm going to make, because a lot of times when you're grading these assignments, again, it's always the same thing that you're saying to students. So for instance, let's say in this sentence I saw there was a misspelling. You can see I already have a comment over here that says watch spelling. So instead of typing the whole thing in, what I could do is do hashtag, and as soon as I hit hashtag, it brings up all my comments. I don't even have to scroll down. I could actually just start typing it and hit enter, and there it is, okay, without even typing the whole sentence. And so I can make that comment. So now that comment is on the assignment. Let's say if I'm reading down here and I see this here where I'm like, oh, it looks like you copied and pasted that. So again, I can highlight it, hit my little comment thing, and of course I already have stuff there, but of course I can type, if I don't want to type that, I can just say, maybe I can do one that I haven't got in my bank, but I can keep on adding to this. Again, just by hitting the plus button up here, maybe I want to add a comment, please see me about this. All right, and so I'm going to add that as one of my pre-made ones. So here in my thing, I'll do hashtag, please, okay, there's please see me about this. All right, and so I can do my comment. But again, you can type whatever you want in there. You don't have to strictly stick to, those or the pre-made ones that you made. But again, I think that's a neat feature where you can add these little things to it. All right, now if I come back here to the grading part, okay, this little icon right here is the grading. All right, so I'll say, all right, on this assignment, again, hopefully you've got a rubric that you're looking at or whatever, but again, just for my purposes here, I'm just simply, saying that I read through it. I'm going to give them, they had 2 mistakes there or whatever, so I'm going to give them 18 out of 20. And then I can add another private comment that will actually show up on their assignment when, without even opening the document, I could say on here, please see comments, and just say, overall good job. All right, so there's my comment that now I'll post on there. And so it'll post on there. And so now that I've got the score in there, I've got, a private comment that I've made to them. I've got my comments on here on the assignment itself. I'll go ahead and hit return. All right, so I can click up here and I can click on return. All right, so it's going to say, and again, what you can do is you can just keep on going through and grading one after the other, after the other, after the other, and you don't have to necessarily return each one individually. When you get all done, you can just hit return, and it'll give you this box that'll say, or do you want to return to all like 20 of these students? You can do it that way as well, but of course I only have 1 student here, so I'm going to say I'm going to return this, and so now the assignment's going to get returned to the student. And so now when they see it, of course, they can look at those comments, they can go in there and they can fix those things and mark them as resolved, and it'll send it back to me again. All right, but again, that's kind of good practice to allow students the opportunity. Actually, I can see here she might already be on there looking at some of the comments I made on her assignment. All right, so again, once you hit return, and then here on my main page now, it shows that it's returned. You can see it's got my private comment on there. So if I click on it, there's my private comment that I made on there. The student can then respond to me, about the comment or about the assignment if they like. All right, so once you have that all done, I guess I'll add one small little thing here. Of course, we use Skyward as our grade book. At this moment, basically the way you'd have to do this is you'd have to have this page of Google Classroom opened in one window, and then in another window have your Skyward assignment open. So that way you could record, okay, they got 18 out of 20 on this assignment. Now, I'm not promising anything, but in the future, one of the big things is that Google Classroom and Skyward are actually working together, and eventually, crossing my fingers, here in the next year or so, we're going to see a little button that hopefully once you get all your things graded, you'll just hit this button and it'll automatically export it over to Skyward, so you don't have to go in and manually transfer the scores over. All right, but for now though, that is how you can return an assignment or grade an assignment and return an assignment there on Google Classroom. All right, so hopefully this was helpful, and I will talk to you later. Thanks.